On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me two beautiful co-hosts in another episode of Gaming Gone Weird. Welcome, everybody, to Gaming Gone Weird, the podcast where we talk about everything and all gaming, from weird news to the games that we're playing and everything in between. I'm Nick Tana. To my right, I have my beautiful co-host, Peter Lunch. Peter, how you doing today, baby?
Did you just call me Peter Lunch?
Yes, sir, because you look super edible. How you doing today, baby?
Oh, I'm doing fine, man. I'm cozied up. A couple days of work left before the holidays. I'm ready to see the family. What about yourself?
It's about that time too. Yeah, I'm excited for the holidays, man. I'm at my my shark Christmas sweater on. This has been sitting in the closet for
I can't believe you haven't brought that out sooner, to be honest.
I think it's nice. I'm rocking it.
Nice.
I'm rocking it. It's
nice.
looking pretty good. I see you got your little Christmas attire on too.
Oh yeah, we got the I'm pulling it the wrong way. The WSU Cougars. We didn't get a bowl game this year, but
not yet.
We also didn't deserve it. So there you go.
Hey man, it could be worse. You could be a Georgia fan, and you could just be. You could have just missed the playoffs entirely, yo. You gotta understand where I'm coming from.
That's
man.
way worse. That's way worse. So
yes,
I'm
sir.
with you on that one.
Guys, I want to welcome everybody again to another episode of Gaming Gone Weird. We go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about everything gaming news. Today, we have a crap load to talk about, but I want to kick off the episode today because me and Pete were kind of talking, and we are actually doing a little series and a little, I guess you could say, competition. As of right now, we are both going to reveal the games that we are going to be picking for each other for the next playthrough of our games that we're going to be talking about here on Gaming Gone Weird, and we will be doing videos for in the future. So I'm going to kick it off to Peter Lunch to go ahead and describe the game that I'm going to be playing for these next few days.
Yes. Okay. So I have a primary game that I think is going to work. I do have a backup if you would like, but
okay.
I think the first one is going to be fine. It's a dungeon crawler.
Just a heads up, guys. I have no idea where this is going. We literally talked offline, and we just randomly are picking each other. The whole point of it is to pick a game that we think we would like, that we would never think about touching intentionally. So sorry to interrupt you again.
No, you're good. You're good. So it is a dungeon crawler with low roguelike properties. It's got some mythology elements to it. It is I would say the art style is semi close to Hi-Fi Rush a little bit. Think more cartoony than realism.
Okay.
And it's got over 200,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam.
Over 200,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Correct. So the game is good. It's a little cartoonish as far as the style. It's a dungeon crawler with roguelike elements and mythology themed.
That is very interesting, actually.
So this is the primary.
Okay.
So
go ahead and let me hear it.
I think the game that I think you should try out and review is called Hades.
Okay. I have not played Hades. Okay, I'm actually kind of excited about that.
I was hoping so.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I like that. I've been needing a reason to play Hades, dude. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it.
Nothing but good things. It looks incredible. The art, I know you like games with a good art style. The art style is amazing. And it gets away from, it's not a Diablo. It's not a Path of Exile. I think you would enjoy it, and I think it'd be a good stream game.
Okay. I like that. Hey, I'm not mad at that at all, man. And you got Hades 2 coming in the near future too.
Yes.
So you definitely got
If you like it, you could play it through and then be set up to play the next one. And it's not too long. It's about 20 to 25 hours.
Okay.
I was looking it up. If you want 100% it, it's about 100 hours, but if you just want to play through the main story one time, it's about 20 to 25 hours, which isn't a huge undertaking. It's 1 to 2 weeks, I think. Mm-hmm. It looks cool as hell, man.
We ain't got nothing but time. Okay.
Yep.
So the game I picked for you.
You want to hear my backup real quick?
Yeah, let's hear the backup.
Okay, the backup game that I had for you has about 5,000 very positive reviews. It came out this year. Not that many people are talking about it, but it's a first-person shooter. The backup game, if you didn't want to play Hades, was going to be RoboCop Rogue City.
Ooh, I've seen RoboCop, and I don't know how I feel about it. I've seen the trailers, and I'm like,
that was a backup. Very good reviews, but zero promotion. I don't see anyone.
The crazy thing about it is I've seen people like really excited for RoboCop 2, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
So
that was my backup.
My game that I'm gifting to you for this Christmas. It is a game that was the top game I played this year, so I did actually play it. I actually talked about it on this show when I first started being a part of Gaming Gone Weird. It's an exclusive to Xbox, and it was a shadow drop that nobody knew about until the day it came out. So my game that I want you to review and I want you to play is Hi-Fi Rush.
Ooh, okay.
So I know I'm
very happy with that. I'm very happy with that.
As soon as you said Hi-Fi Rush for your game, I was like, I gotta. I was like, we were on the same level there.
I'm down. I'm super down for that.
You got Hi-Fi Rush, I got Hades, so you guys will definitely be hearing about those games.
That gets me excited. I'm
excited for that.
Because I saw it was up for so many awards too, and I was like, man, why didn't I try that out?
Dude, Hi-Fi Rush was one of my favorite. Like I said, it was my favorite game that I played this year. Like I said, nobody really saw it coming, but dude, the rhythm-based mechanics to it, the art style, the story in general, everything about it was just amazing. And it's not like it's a super easy game too. It has a little bit of difficulties to it. So definitely
I'm excited.
And it's only like a 5-hour game, so it's kind of short. It's very doable too. So like, I'll just can't wait for you to do that.
It's cool that I'm excited. I did want to try that, and it was up for a lot of awards. So I was like, dang, I gotta get on that. So thank you. I'm excited.
No, thank you, dude. Hey, Merry Christmas, man.
Hey, man.
Merry Christmas, man.
I don't have a mug, dude. I should have got the mug.
There's 5 other people I would have loved to do the show with, but hey, I got stuck with you, man, and Merry Christmas for that. And you get stuck with Hi-Fi Rush. Right. Replace you in a heartbeat, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man. Keeping it rolling. I know we're kind of getting to a little bit of like, before we get into the main topic, I will say if you guys clicked on the thumbnail and you guys are interested in the main topic, today's show is going to be a lot around the leaked stuff with Insomniac. We will not be talking about anything like showing off any footage, any clips, photos, amongst that nature, due to the respect that I have for Insomniac and the respect that I have for the workers that are actually currently losing their jobs because of this. But this is going to be our main topic for the day, is talking about the Insomniac leaks and everything behind it. But before we really get into that, I do have a question of the day that Pete is going to read off, and we are going to answer real quick, and then we will get into that main topic of the day. So go ahead, Pete. Question of the day for us.
Question of the day, as we come to an end on the year, is going to be, and if you celebrate the Christmas holiday, that is right around the corner, or whatever holidays that you celebrate, if you celebrate in the next week or so, what is the favorites or your favorite game that you ever received on a holiday? And it doesn't have to be now. It could be, if you want, technically your birthday could be a holiday. It could be anything, but typically, you're going to see gifts at this time of the year. So what's the favorite game you have received, or favorite gaming, whatever?
So I know you want me to say Hades because you did give me Hades, but I think it's
probably top 5 at this point, but that's
this point, I would say it's top 5. I'm excited to play it. But in all honesty, I think the true best answer, and it's a no-brainer for me, is the Christmas where I got gifted my GameCube and I got gifted Sonic Adventure 2. I think the GameCube was one of the peak moments for me that really loved to get into this gaming stuff. I remember getting the GameCube, Sonic Adventure 2, James Bond. There were just so many freaking games that I got from that GameCube. And Super Mario Sunshine was actually the first game that I played on that GameCube. But Sonic Adventure, when I truly loaded it up for the first time and played it and discovered the game mechanics, and I also discovered Chow Garden, that's when truly everything kind of sparked love for the gaming world for me. And then also my friend, when I was in kindergarten, first grade, he ended up playing Sonic Adventure 2 as well, and that's all that we did when we went to his house. We would just play Sonic Adventure 2 for hours and hours on end, and we would stay up, fake sleep, wake up, play it again. The typical gaming. So what about you, Pete? Best game you got for the holidays?
Best gaming, anything that I got for the holidays was the only time I actually received gaming stuff from other people. Well, when I say people, I mean family. I was very young. I was like 9 or 10, and I got a Game Boy Color, and I got Toy Story for the Game Boy. And that was my very first video game. And I played the hell out of Toy Story, and that's why I fell in love with it. And then, slowly started acquiring games. And once we got Pokemon in there, I was like, all right, I love gaming so much.
The crazy thing is like one of my like gaming throwbacks that I think about all the time. It was a Toy Story game, and I think it was Toy Story 2, and I had it for the PlayStation. Yep. And the maps were so nostalgic, so great, so simple, but they had a lot of color to them and a lot of pop. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, this game is like, it aged very well too. I saw it on the PlayStation shop, and I'm like, hey, I wouldn't mind paying the $5 to play this again.
Did it really? Did it look good?
Oh yeah, on the PlayStation Store it looks fine. I mean, not like remake good, or it's not like, but like it still has that old pixelated graphic kind of feel. Right. But like, dude, the moment I noticed that, I was like, dude, this is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. So that was the first thing. I didn't have another console until Xbox, the original Xbox. So I never had an in-between. So that was by far my favorite one.
Tim also said Paperboy for the NES, dude. Paperboy, that's a throwback. Paperboy. I had Paperboy for the Game Boy. Paperboy was a Game Boy game for me. Yes, it was.
Dang. The Game Boy Color or the original?
I think it was the Color. I don't think I've had the original. I think I just had the Color.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, Paperboy. That was wasn't an arcade game too? Didn't they have that as an arcade title?
I don't know. I wasn't for real big into like Paperboy. I just remember the aesthetics of it. I'm like, oh yeah. You're just chucking papers, man. What's better than that? I mean, dude, games were so much simpler back then. Just like a game about chucking paper. Like, we need more stuff about that. We need that energy. We need that.
Yeah, I agree.
So let us know in the comments down below, or in the if you guys are watching this live, let me know your guys' answers on the best holiday video game gift that you got within the years of you celebrating the holidays. Without further ado, guys, I do want to go ahead and kick it off with the main topic of the day. Again, we are going to be talking about the Insomniac leaks. Yes, guys, Insomniac did get leaked, and it's actually very tragic. If you guys don't know the whole story about it, Insomniac actually was hacked by a group called Ransom, which actually asked for about 50 Bitcoin. In translation to that, that's about $2 million. So they basically hacked Insomniac, and they said, in order for us to not release this information, you have to give us $2 million. Insomniac declined that, and they said, well, all right, we're going to go ahead and release everything. With that being released, Ransom released about 1.67 terabytes of data, which is equivalent to 1.3 million files based for the game of Wolverine. They also released the timeline for Insomniac going into 2033, which games that include a new Ratchet and Clank, a Spider-Man sequel, X-Men games, and plenty more. Pete, did you end up hearing about the hacking and all that Ransom stuff that's been going on?
Yeah. About a day into it, my TikTok feed turned into nothing but people commenting on the hacks and stuff. I did like that a lot of them were just saying, you had random people like, oh, like W leak, like we could see all this cool stuff coming. But a lot of the creators I was watching talking about it, they were saying like, hey, this is not a good thing, because along with the information about the games coming out, they also released a bunch of employee info. So it's not just, it's not just game trailers and like a timeline and a time frame for new stuff coming out. It was a lot of personal information about employees.
We're talking about like a lot of employee information, but like even like the weird end of the spectrum, like they know the employee like their shirt sizes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they probably got to release that if like, a game comes out, or it's like they're releasing shirts for like a promotion or something, or they want people to have like gear.
It's random. It's random stuff.
You know what I'm saying? And it's very scary. We're not getting, I'll let you go ahead and continue. And it's like, this is just not good for gaming at all. Like 100%, like people like can get, like, I was going to be excited for anything Insomniac has put out. I've been a big fan of Insomniac for a very long time. I think they put out nothing but bangers. Going off into like Sunset Overdrive, which I will bring up a stat here in a little bit. I also like the newest Ratchet and Clank game that was actually very good. I was very vocal about how good the Spider-Man 2 game was for me and how the other Spider-Man and Miles Morales games were. Insomniac is just an elite developer that is in like this generation. So like them getting targeted for that is just a shame. And just like, I don't like seeing stuff like this because then you're getting people are losing their jobs. Same thing, like we can go off into a tangent too. Like I know we're talking about Insomniac, but like we got to say the same thing about GTA, man. GTA, they were pumped about announcing this trailer 2 days earlier. It got leaked and they said, you know what, man, we got to put our hands up. We're just going to release the trailer now. And how devastating is that to a team that puts in days, weeks, months, crunching 12-hour days? You know what I'm like? A lot of freaking time for just people that know how to use computer software. Just go ahead and just leak that information out. Like, I want to be surprised. Like, I can wait the few days. Like, what do you gain from going ahead and leaking the timeline to 2033? Because now it's like people aren't going to get excited about these games at all. Like, I would have been way more excited if we would have heard about the newest IP of Insomniac when I heard it 5 years later. I don't need to hear it right now. Like, it's 5-6 years down the road, and I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, and like Insomniac knows that, and it's you steal, like, they stole data and they stole personal, information about employees, but they also steal like the wonder that is releases or the wonder that is game trailers, or you also steal like, hey, we were going to do it this way and you've seen we do it this way and now we're going to change it. And then people are like, wait, what was that stuff from the original trailer though? Like, why didn't you do that? Like, this is what you said you were going to do. Because those timelines are not hard timeline. Like all the release dates are going to change. Everything's going to change. So people, but you also kind of know, like, of course they're going to do a Wolverine game. Like, that's going to come for sure. If they're doing
100%.
They're probably going to do a lot of those heroes. I mean, like, that's like, that gives you such a long timeline to make stuff.
But let's get excited when PlayStation holds a PlayStation Play and they're like, we're going to show off 10 minutes of Wolverine gameplay. Or it's like they released a new trailer and it's like a mission. Like, dude, when people saw the Spider-Man 2 gameplay for the first time and they saw Pete in the black Venom suit, you know what I'm saying? And he's fighting and he's pulling out all these crazy combos. It's like you get hyped and you get excited for stuff like that. When it's like now you're just like on a random Monday, this like some random leak of like a full Wolverine mission. You're like, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted to be a premiere, something that just came out by PlayStation, something that you could look forward to. And then like as soon as they announce that or they show that footage, it like bleeds off into Wolverine coming out in 2024 or 2025. I don't know if it will come out in 2024. It seems like based on everything I saw, which I don't know, I'm still even like kind of kicking myself. Like I had to do the research just for the mere fact of the show, but I wish I just didn't see a lot of this stuff that was coming out. Like it's just kind of a bummer. And this isn't me giving Insomniac like special treatment or nothing, because I know I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and a lot of people talking like, oh, well, it happened to GTA, but nobody like batted an eye. But now that's happened to Insomniac, it's a whole different story. Well, it's like it's a shame for everything. GTA was one trailer that got leaked a little early, 3 days early. We're talking about Insomniac getting plans leaked, bro, 15 years later. That is insane. And like you told to your account too, you were saying it's like, yeah, this is just a soft timeline. We don't know for sure. Is the new IP gonna come out in 2030? Who knows, right? Anything could happen within that time period. It just sucks. It's just.
But the other part that really messes it up too is, so it's going to affect their money, right? So like, wherever they get their money from, if I don't know how game development works from end to end, but I imagine there's some systems where they're get like a publisher to an author where they give money in advance and say, hey, we're going to give you X dollars, write this book and have it delivered by this date. So what if these people giving money to these, what if their funding goes, hey, we actually don't like your timeline, so we're not gonna fund you. I don't know if it works like that, but it might, like, it could affect their roadway of cash. And it's just like, it just reminds you that there's still just garbage people in the world. And they're trying to take a bunch of money, and then they go like, hey, I don't even know, man. And you know what it probably is? It's probably young people too. It's probably like kids, just like genius kids who could get a job anywhere.
That's what I thought about too. I thought of like the local like computer club. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Like I know how to program and code. Like that's the first person I thought of too. Somebody that's like maybe like in college, has nothing better to do.
Dude, nothing better to do. You're off in some like internet cafe, like in the middle of nowhere. And because like the really bad guys who hack, world governments and stuff, they're not hacking video game company. Like these aren't, they're smart clearly, but I don't think it's like older. You know what I mean? I think it's a group of 20 somethings who are too smart for school and they're bored and they're like, hey, wouldn't it be easier to just hold a company for ransom? And I think they underestimate, like, they're definitely not going to give you $2 million to not release this. So
we also got like information about games in general, about like how much profit certain games make. So if you guys don't know, Sunset Overdrive was an Xbox and PC game exclusive. It came out that game in total, drum roll please, made a total of $567 since it's been out, which is kind of mind-boggling when people say crazy. Like Sunset Overdrive was like people's like game, like people they die by this game, bro. People love this game because it was just so different. Like I think at first people really weren't into it, but then going back and playing it and noticing how good it is and how great the art style is and how the game played, I think people like started to come along for it. But like a game only making $567, you don't really hear about stuff like that unless you're talking about like a day before who probably lost $567 from the game they released.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. And it also, like a fun little fact, it cost $42,682,135. Oh wait, I think dollars to make the game, and then it sold 1,898,000 units for a total of $49,737,133. So if you do the math, $567.
Right. But like, I don't want to know that.
It's still successful. But it's just such a weird thing to like to hear. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though. After doing the research though, like seeing Ratchet and Clank coming out in the time period that it is, oh yeah, bro. At least they were just like, you know what, Ratchet and Clank, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, shame on me. Shame on me.
Like, hey, man, I don't know about this hacking, but 2025, Ratchet and Clank, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, hacking's kind of whack, man. But hey, you hear about that Ratchet and Clank? Hey, you hear about that Ratchet and Clank dropping?
Sorry about the shirt sizes, but Ratchet and Clank's in the shoe. Let's go.
Yeah, bro, you had about 23 XL shirts, but hey, Ratchet and Clank.
Susan's a double XL? I didn't know that. She's like, come on, guys.
Like they're releasing all like, they're like, Rob, you were an extra small. We knew you were a pipsqueak. Just messing with people like, come on, bro. We saw like they're all messing around and like the office, like, bro, Rob, they leaked that you were extra small shirt. I'm not even that small.
Yeah. It's like I misclicked the email. Like, no,
that has to be. This is fake news. Fake news.
But laughing aside, people definitely lost their jobs, which
it's. I know. I really shouldn't be making jokes about it because it is a shame and it is kind of terrible.
It's out of your control. It's out of your control.
Yeah. Like, but this is the fact that, like, it's deeper than just, like, oh, I'm going to show off a few clips of Wolverine, or I'm going to show a few pictures of the in-game cosmetics and the over-the-shoulder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could show, like, a few things here and there, and I could tell about everything that was between messages and stuff like that. It's all said and done, but, like, when it comes down to it, it's like, you did all that, and people got fired because of that. And it's like, how do you even prevent that from happening? I know that's a lot like above our pay grade. And right. I know that's like a lot to think about, but like, how can you even sleep or like prevent, like, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Like just knowing that people lost their jobs due to people just being impatient.
And that's, And that's the thing too, is like they go, well, this is a company that makes a lot of money. We can see how much money people are making, how much is in their budget. We're going to try to get some money from them. And they got hacked. They said no. They said, all right, no harm, no foul. And you go, no, like whole security teams are going to lose their jobs. Like whole families are going to be in trouble because,
Bro, we're
you know
talking.
what I mean? Like
we're talking.
you lose
5
your
days
job.
before
You're not.
Christmas.
It's not. It's there's like no victimless crime. You know, that's like, okay, yeah, they said no. They released some data. Okay, yeah, a bunch of gamers are, we got to see this. But then you have a whole list of staff people that are losing their jobs because of it. Because you were like, hey, because you're like garbage people.
Yeah.
You're not hacking for good. There's no positive. You're criminals.
I don't know. I don't want to talk for everybody else, but I could kind of say that I feel like a lot of people are not really like, woo, they leaked it.
Right.
Yes.
Right,
I think a lot more people are just like, come on,
Sucks.
man. Like we're talking like the amount. Do you understand the amount of time and a lot of planning that these games go to and these like developers go to? We're talking about like 10 plus games easily. And I do want to like keep on letting you guys know that if you guys want to look that up, do it on your own terms. Do your own research. Do whatever you guys want to think. I don't want to sit there and I don't want to explain like I don't want to let the whole cat out of the bag because I've read everything and I've looked at everything and I've looked at the roadmap and I saw the leaks for myself and I don't want to spoil it for anybody else. And I think it's kind of a slap in the face to everybody who works at Insomniac if we were to show off this footage on this show. So we are not doing that. Like, I don't care like how much hype it is. I don't really like. I just think it's not the way I see it. That's just not the type of journalist I want to be. I don't want to be the type of journalist that's pushing out leaks to you guys and like let's talk about it. Let's figure out a solution so we can kind of prevent seeing this or prevent talking about it, like, or making it a norm. Because that's the last thing I want to be. I don't want to be talking about like, oh, dude leaked of Elder Scrolls 7 just after Elder Scrolls 6 got announced, or like that's just not. I don't want to make this a normal thing. This has been happening too relatively quick in the gaming community. Like I said again, GTA was the big one. And then you got Insomniac now, and I just it kind of makes me sick. So look at your own discretion, I guess. You got anything else to add?
No, I mean we want the artists to show the art when they feel like it, and it's just like not. Yeah, I mean it's crime. It's a literal crime. So it's just I don't know. It just sucks.
Nick leaked it, confirmed. Bad journalist Nick. And Tim said, I'll wait to see the footage when Insomniac wants me to see the footage. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's what I'm kind of summing up everything. Let's see it when Insomniac wants us to see it. And I think, I don't know how easy it's going to be. It's probably going to be a lot harder than we say it is. But hopefully, like, they can overcome this. Hopefully, they can come together, still release a great game. Because we already know, like, based on just the hype that Spider-Man 2 got, and them already talking about they were hinting little things here and there, like before even the leaks. Wolverine's gonna be in the same universe as Spider-Man. That instantly got people to be like, "Oh man, Wolverine's gonna be nice." Like, so I think Wolverine is already gonna be like one of those top games when it comes out in 2024, 2025. I just hope they can come together and kind of like get past all of this and still release a really great game. And still have us like some pride when they release. I'm sure it'll be
good.
100%.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys think about the Insomniac leaks. If you guys are watching this live or after the fact, please do so. And I do want to remind you guys, again, thank you everybody that's been in here, popping in and out. I see you guys coming in and showing love. So thank you. If you guys like this type of content for gaming news and weird games, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. It is free to help doing that. And also liking and commenting too. Whatever we talk about, because we love hearing your guys' feedback. To kind of kick it off into the second topic of our day, Pete, how do you feel about people raising the prices of video games? So, like, let's say you go to the store and you buy your favorite apples. They're like $2 a pound, right? $2 a pound.
Not bad.
And then eventually, bro, like you're buying them, and then 3 months later, they're $4 a pound. Aren't you going to be like, what the heck? What happened?
I'm gonna get new favorite apples. What I'm gonna do.
You know what I'm saying? And then what if the manager came up to you and was like, "Hey, man, if you don't like the price of the apples, just grow them. I don't care. Just grow them."
That's so crazy. If someone ever said
Isn't that crazy? Just grow your own apples. The game we're talking about is Iron Lung. Iron Lung is a game about a short dread driven submarine horror game that has minimalist gameplay where your senses are limited and anything could be lurking around you. The big story about this is it came out that the developer was talking about this game because he raised the price from a $6 game to adding it to be an $8 game. And the developer says in quotes, I'm not sugarcoating this is what he says in quotes. Let me find it in my notes. Once again, Iron Lung's price went up because the game is worth $8. So I want to charge $8 because I want to earn more money. If you don't agree with the price, I don't want your money. Go pirate it or something. I don't care. So I kind of want to kick it off to Pete because Pete has really bold takes on this this Gaming Gone Weird podcast. And
on pricing?
No, just about like the developer. I think this is the first time I've seen a developer just say like, "Hey, bro, like you know what? Just go buy." Like imagine if Nintendo came out and said that, bro. Like if you don't like the price of Tears of the Kingdom, just go download it off some site. You know what I'm saying? Just go get it somewhere else. Like I don't want your. That's so crazy because he talks about how he wants to make money. He charging $8 because he wants to make more money, but then he says, "I don't want your money. Pirate it or something." So. How do you feel about Iron Lungs and them upcharging and then the developer coming out with a quote like that?
I think it is extremely difficult to increase your pricing. Now, is this someone who makes their living by, designing games? If so, I can understand why you'd want to raise the price. I don't know how many copies Iron Lung has sold. I don't know when it came out, so I don't know if this is like, hey, within the first year we upped it from $6 to $8. Also, let's remember it's $8. So this isn't. Look,
okay, so
it's all price is all relative to every single person, right? And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to minimize the $8 price tag, but it's not going from 40 to 60. It's going from $6 to $8, and generally speaking. You do small price changes because the thought is, hey, if you're willing to spend $6, you're willing to spend $8. But the difference is like it's not going from it's the same percentage for 40 to 60, but it's $40 to $60. People are way less likely to spend like if I'm looking at it and go 40, well, if you're willing to spend $40, you're willing to spend $60. That does not work as well as hey, if you're willing to spend $6, you could probably spend $8. It works in that because the amounts are small, even though the percentages are the same. So it's
right. Okay.
Also, it's his game. So
we're talking like, yeah, I guess $2. So when you say it like that, like, is it like astronomical? No, but like, I don't think I've ever seen like a price of a game go up.
No, I've never seen
been released.
I've never seen that.
I think that's where I'm like, yeah, even though it's $2, like it's like, all right. I can get $6 for this. What if I
which means
what if I charge 8? Like what? Like
all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like okay, hold on, it's on at $8.
He's sitting there like with his buddy, and his buddy's like, "You only charge $6?" He's like, "I bet you could charge $8." Like,
you're right, bro. You could definitely make $10 off that. He's like, shh. You know what if we did $10? Like what? Like this is where it starts. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah," like because I mean the game. I mean I haven't played the game, so I'm not gonna really comment on anything. Oh, it's a bad game, a good game, but it has 6,596 very positive reviews. The recent reviews, it has 103 very positive ones, so it looks like people are taking the game very good. I've also seen Markiplier. He's played the game, and he's been a big promoter of this game. So I think people would kind of dive into that game because he's promoting it too. I mean, like, it seems like a nice little scary, like, I think it could be very fun. Like, just looking at the little clips, the scariness and the spookiness of being stuck in a submarine and not knowing what's going to happen next. That's like the scariest of games to me because it's like a very eerie, creepy, oh, we're diving. And it's like 2 seconds later, something might shake the submarine or something might pop up in front of the window, and you're just like, it could get a little spicy, it could get a little crazy.
Now, I looked up how long to beat the game, and it's under 2 hours. So the $6 to $8 is now a little more significant because you're going, I just paid $8 for an hour to hour and a half of gameplay. So if that's worth it, is that worth it to you? Number two, this is also the guy, if you remember that submarine that went down to look for the Titanic, when that whole situation was happening, Iron Lung, if you remember, I think we read an article about it, about how the game sales for Iron Lung shot up, and he had to make a comment because it was about submarines. And he said, I want to say he like took it off the market or like put a pause on something, as like
so crazy.
respect to that. But this is the same person. Also, it's your stuff. So if you want to price it higher, that's fine. But you did a price hike on a game that's already been out. So it's weird, but it's not a big amount. And also, companies raise prices during the holidays anyway. So that's real. I know they do discounts, but also they increase.
I know you aren't sitting here saying companies raise their game prices close to Christmas.
Sure. Some put on sale, but
okay. I could just imagine like the Nintendo Switch, like it's originally like $350. They're like, Christmas time? Thinking 400. Everybody's like, whoa, what? Like, what? I was saving
maybe
for
not
months.
games, but companies raise prices during the holidays too. For sure.
That TV you've been eyeing down for months that you finally got that Christmas bonus, they're like, yeah, let's add another 200. You're like, whoa, like, nah, that's crazy, dude. Sometimes, bro, like, I know you have hot takes, bro, but you're not gonna tell me that people are raising the price of their game because it's Christmas, dog.
I gotta Google this, dude. People raise prices right now.
Let's see it. You let me know some examples.
What prices get raised
I'm
during
gonna keep
holidays?
on talking about Iron Lung, bro. See, we have Santa Claus here, good old Saint Nick with his beard, and on the right side,
candy goes up. Grinch. Candy goes up. Transportation services go up. Booze prices go up.
We're talking about booze. No way, booze go up, right?
Booze goes up. Holiday inflation.
My wallet don't notice
inflation.
That. My wallet don't notice that. My wallet does not care about that. They're like, buy me. That fireball sitting on the shelf.
I don't see price tags. I'm Nick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I talk about video games. I buy the biggest fireball. Yeah. Okay, you got me right. Big Meat Pete telling me
yeah.
Big Meat Pete telling me I don't see price tags, bro. Okay.
But I think you're allowed to do whatever you want. I think you're also subject to criticism when you raise prices after the game's already been out.
Big account Pete.
Okay.
Big bank account.
Whatever.
Pete.
Tim Lunch, dude. Whatever, dude.
Peter Lunch. Peter Lunch because he's buying all the lunch. He got all
right.
He got all the meat in that lunchbox, huh?
All right, moving on, dude. Moving on. No, I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts? I've been talking too much.
You have been a little too much. I guess to be honest, like who cares? I don't really care, bro. It's $2. I just think I'm more just stuck on the quote. That's just like, hey, bro, like just pirate it because we don't really want your money, but I can make more money, but I don't want to. So you could just pirate it. It's just kind of like a weird entendre thing. So I don't.
This guy is looking at the time and the effort spent making the game. It's got very positive reviews, so making a good game. And he's going, hey, I think it might actually be worth more than it is. People raise prices on customers all the time. It happens all the time. And it's like, if you're the person who's like, dude, it went from $6 to $8. And you're like, yeah, okay.
Not me. I don't see price tags.
No, yeah, okay. But again, that's all relative. Pricing is relative. For a game that's under $10, it's his game.
It don't matter, bro. Iron Lung's sitting on the shelf. It's sitting on the shelf, bro. It's sitting in the Steam library.
If it's a good game, and if he raises the price and people still buy it, then it's worth what it's worth.
I know how
so
you feel.
People are like, well, how much is the game worth? You're like, well, it's very successful at this price, so is it worth at least that? So I don't know.
I know how you feel about your submarine games, so like you'll probably be the first one to play, right?
Yeah,
Dredge,
anything in the water,
Dave
dude.
the diver,
Boats. I love me
yeah,
some boats.
some
Fishing.
water, some painted, illustrated characters. I know that really gets the blood pumping.
Look, I just like quality. Okay.
I watched
Hey, Dredge reduced their price. So.
I watch Peter's reviews just to be like painted, illustrated characters. You can go ahead and take out the next topic, bro.
All right, why don't I just go ahead and take over the next topic? In the spirit of the holidays, we wanted to highlight some holiday, either games themed around holidays or games that take place during the holidays or games that have cool seasonal, taking place in the fall, the winter. And talk about those types of titles. So if you guys are looking for stuff to sit in during the winter, this winter and play and kind of get into the mood of the seasons, I grabbed some games for you. So the first game is going to be Hogwarts Legacy, actually. Now, Hogwarts Legacy does start off not in the fall and winter, but when you are playing this game and it goes into the fall and winter, it's one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. So when you when you go into Hogsmeade and you're doing all the questing during the fall and the winter, the environment changes drastically, and it is a super cozy holiday game. If you go into the Great Hall, they've got the candles. I mean, they really built into this. It changes. The entire world changes with this season. So Hogwarts Legacy is a good one for that. Following up with that one, the next title is going to be the Lego Harry Potter games. For the same reason. So it's a little less realistic, as you guys might guess, but you've actually got 2 titles that you can pick up. So I think it's 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and then either 4 through 7 or 5 through 7. So 2 individual titles. Those are actually on sale on the Nintendo store right now. So I imagine they're pretty cheap right now. I think the first 4 chapters are about $10. So there's actually a lot of gameplay. I looked it up, and that's a good deal. The next one is a game that's not released yet. And that title I'm actually very interested in, which is going to be South Park Snow Day. And this looks like, and you got to tell me if you're interested in picking this one up too. I think this is going to be a pretty sweet party game. But it kind of reminds me of like a Castle Crashers almost. But basically it looks like you're going to be able to squad up as characters in the South Park universe, and you have builds that you can build for your characters. It kind of looks like a territory like a territory type fight where you're going to be, I imagine there's going to be like King of the Hill type stuff or capture the point type stuff. There's probably going to be a capture the flag mode, maybe like a death match mode. What do you think about this one?
So I'm actually super excited about South Park Snow Day. Me and Coco were actually talking about this when you weren't here on the Gaming Gone Weird, and we both said this game looks actually really good. I just love the graphics and the visuals of it too. South Park actually makes really good games. I remember playing the Stick of Truth, which was kind of like a turn-based RPG game, but I mean, it did a really good job. Even if it was very comedical and not very taken so seriously, the gameplay felt good. And it was fun making the different kind of builds you could do. And it's still a great game that allows you to be creative with the type of character you want to create, the builds you want to run, the weapons that are within the game. So I think it does a good job of doing that. Going into this one, it doesn't look like it's turn-based, but it also looks like it does a really good job of I think combat looks way better. I think being able to run up and have more of that action RPG kind of combat.
It looks real time.
Yeah, so that looks very cool to me, and being able to run up and pick who you want to fight, hopefully maybe add a dodge mechanic. I think they do have blood in this one. I don't know if I've seen a South Park game have blood like this. I might be wrong. I would figure that South Park games have blood, but not to the point to where I see it you get shot with an arrow and blood just instantly drips out.
Right.
So I think that's very cool. Overall, I think the Snow Day game is going to look very cool. I've been eyeballing it for a decent amount of time. We don't know a release date for it, do we? Or
no release date on it yet, but looking at this footage, I'd say it's pretty far along.
It looks pretty close because we're seeing gameplay. I also want to ask too, are we going to get multiplayer? Because you said capture the flag, and you said
based on this footage and based on what I was reading about it, I imagine the whole game's going to be multiplayer. So I'm imagining you get into a big server. and it's going to be versus. There might be some like single player co-op PvE type stuff, but this looks multiplayer. This looks like it's primed to do exactly that. So especially with the revives, you're gonna go revive your friends and stuff. I think it's gonna be like Battlefield, where you get into a big server and you've got like team objectives to accomplish, and you're gonna go try to do that. Happy Wars is the game I was thinking of. So I think it's gonna be very similar to that, but in the South Park universe, which is going to be a blast. I think it's gonna be a good party game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm digging that. I also want to highlight that I do think, out of the three that you said, like, I think Hogwarts would probably be my top one too. It's not solely like a Christmas themed game, but it does have like a snow season effect to it at some points. And I think it's like, I think we've taken Hogwarts like with not a lot of respect, bro. I think we got to put some respect in the Hogwarts name, bro. Hogwarts was such a good game, and I think like just because there's so many other better games that got released, Hogwarts gets thrown under the rug. But like the character customization when it comes to Hogwarts, the side quest, the main quest, the
castle
about it, the castle.
Just walking through the castle, like the way the NPCs interacted with each other.
I was getting
the staircase
lost.
is changing. Right. The staircase is changing. They brought so much from the books into it. The ghosts that were flying around. I mean, all the teachers, you could like go into their offices and they'd be in there working. I mean, and it was just like, and then you go, okay, well, yeah, the castle's done. Now what? Oh, we've got this entire open world to explore. There's little villages, there's little haunts. They all have their own little side quests and stuff that you can go do. I don't know, man. It was, I love that game. I think the Room of Requirement alone was like so impressive. If you ever got to that part, I don't know, man. You could like being able to customize that whole thing.
If I got to
crazy.
that part,
I never know what part of the games you get into. You know what I mean?
You see, Pete, bro, you talking about I don't finish games. I do also want to say the whole beast aspect of that, where you could have like the room for the beast, a very good feature that not a lot of people talked about, because that was a good way to get materials to get really good like clothing items. And I was like, dude, I didn't even want to do it for that. I just wanted to have a room full of freaking platypuses, or whatever those things are, bro. Like, or I had a room full of just straight hippogriffs. Like, I was trying to collect every color of hippogriff.
Right.
I was
and they go in and interact. You could like put toys down. They'd interact with it. It's like such an underrated part of that game.
Yeah, they were smashing down on some grub. Like they did the whole
you could go in and feed them. Yeah, it was that game.
Hogwarts Legacy, bro. Like we don't appreciate greatness, man.
Yeah, right.
We don't but everybody wants to talk about Baldur's Gate. I get it. But like, hey, Hogwarts was there too, man. Give Hogwarts a little piece of the pie, you know? Maybe not the whole cake. Give it a slice.
It should be in there. Give
Hogwarts a corner piece. You know what I'm saying? Give it a corner piece of the
cake. It should at least be invited. And then I've got a couple more games here for you. The next one is called SnowRunner, which is a driving experience. Think Ice Road Truckers. You know, you're going to be customizing, your different vehicles. You have a whole bunch of vehicles, and you got to accomplish some missions. But this is like a game where the physics are really highlighted. So you're driving on ice. You're driving over really tough terrain in the forest. There's boulders. There's water elements. And you have to, not only you have to maneuver the environment, but you have to drive the vehicle. It's not just press on the gas and go. There's a lot of elements that you have to manage when you're driving it. So that's not a game that I would typically play, but if you're into like really, really good physics games and it's just something super challenging that you're going to be playing by yourself, they actually have like season passes. They have several locations. It's a very successful game for what it is.
Give me a wheel. I'll be good. Yeah. It'd be fun to play with a wheel, like real simulation.
Right.
Real driving.
The next one I have for you is called Frostpunk. And Frostpunk is a city management, a society survival game. Basically, it's the last city.
Snooze fest.
It's a management game. So if you're not into management games or like city builders, you're not gonna like this game. But it's the last city on Earth, and you have this Everwinter happening, and you have to manage and build your city in the cold. So it's super in depth. The whole thing is during the winter. It's a little darker. It's not going to be as fun or as light as Hogwarts might be. But if you're into city planners and it's in the winter, you might enjoy it.
It does look a little dark. Like I wonder, like if you don't feed like the town, like if they die or something.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
They emphasize in the preview videos as well as they're like you're gonna have a lot of moments where your empathy is gonna be tested. So it's like, do you let these families die or do you save this part of the town? Like, it's pretty dark.
Holy shit! Dude,
but it's got
these families die.
Yeah. It's a little dark. But graphically speaking, like if you really look at the overviews of the city, the detail is really really well done. It's a very pretty, like it's very very beautiful for what it is, and it's got 80 some thousand positive reviews on Steam, so it's pretty popular for what it is. I can't speak to the strategy of it. I'm terrible at management games. We both tried Zoo Tycoon. It was horrible, so I can't imagine this would be any better.
Need it on Game Pass though.
I don't know if it's on Game Pass. It might not be. Might have
needs
been.
to
2018. But the last game that I have for you is actually a Christmas-themed game, which is the Grinch Christmas Adventures, which is a platformer. So if you actually just want to get on Christmas, you can get this one. It came out this year, but it's a platformer. It's not very long for the price, so just keep that in mind. It's about 2 hours for $40.
What?
Not a great deal.
Whoa,
not a great deal.
2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours are a little bit less.
Ain't no way.
For $40.
Oh yeah, they're running pockets, bursting iron lung.
Yeah. And you can play the Grinch and you can do whatever the Grinch does on Christmas, but the value for me is just not there for $40. When a game like Sea of Stars is $34. So.
Yeah, dude, he's
paying for the brand.
He's definitely stealing from Whoville on that one, man.
Yeah.
Whoville be in my wallet.
Yeah. It's a pretty bad price for a game like this. I think it should be about half that.
$40.
Actually, it should be about $15.
That's $20 an hour, bro. There's some people who don't make that.
I think it should be about $15 because you can charge a little bit more for the brand. And so that's a Christmas themed game. It's pretty expensive for what it is, but if you're like, I love Christmas and I love the Grinch, sure.
Big Christmas guy, you know?
Yeah.
Big Christmas guy, you know?
So those are, I mean, there's actually a ton. I know there's like some Batman games that are themed during the winter too. So there's some like really good titles that are all around Christmas time. Not a whole lot of Christmas games though. Christmas themed game. Probably tough to sell it, but
bottom line is what we're saying here at Gaming Gone Weird. Let's play some games during the Christmas time, man. Sit by the fire, play some Christmas songs. You know what I'm saying? Don't spend too much time on the game. Obviously, spend some time with family too, but play a cozy game. Find something new. Sit down, relax, enjoy the time off from work. Enjoy your time off from school. Enjoy your time off from everything, man. Spend some time with family. Spend some time by yourself. Play some games. Enjoy your time because you don't really get a lot of holidays like this where you can take the time off and actually enjoy to sit down and play some games. Let us know what games you're thinking about playing. I mean, Pete really gave off big salute to Pete. He gave off probably 6 or 7 great games that you guys could pick up for a decent price, except for this one, which we won't be
if you're gonna spend $40, you might as well spend $60 and get Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, at that point, or you might as well spend the $40 and get Sea of Stars and play probably a better game.
That's probably better than the Grinch. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
you think? Sea of Stars, the Grinch.
It's true. We haven't played it, so
Sea of Stars, right? Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. The only last information that I do have, and we'll keep it short and sweet before we roll up on out of here, is I do want to announce that Blade, the Marvel game that did get announced at the Game Awards, that Arcane is working on, is going to be an Xbox exclusive. Pete, are you surprised by seeing that at all, knowing that Arcane and Bethesda are for Xbox?
No, but no, I'm not surprised.
Okay,
but I'm not upset by it either. No. I think it's going to be great. I really honestly believe that we are at a certain stage in the very young life of video games that most people, it's going to become affordable to the point where most people, well, maybe not most, but a lot of people are basically going to have everything. So I think a lot of people are like going to move on from this console war thing, and the price is becoming a little more approachable, I guess, for everything, just because you can get used stuff, you can get deals. I just think we're going to hit a point where it's like you might have a preference, but I think a lot of people are going to have everything. So yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive, but I'm guessing more people have both consoles more than ever before. So
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about Blade. I don't think I'm really in shock that it is going to be an Xbox exclusive, just for the fact that I do know Arcane is working on that, and they do work on a lot of Xbox stuff, and I'm pretty sure are owned by Xbox. They obviously have Redfall, which is an Xbox exclusive game, but I think regardless of it, dude, I'm excited. I love that it's coming to Game Pass, and I mean, like, everybody who's complaining about the console wars and whatever, and just, like, I'm tired of seeing it every day, man. Like, we're grown men. We need to stop worrying about what Xbox has, what PlayStation has, because at the end of the day, man, games are going to be separated. And, like, I mean, it's not like the perfect world, but I mean, that's just how it is. The only thing that we can hope for is that Blade turns out to be a great game. I hope Xbox could get back on track with Blade and hopefully kind of get moving with getting a lot of better games underneath its wing, because I don't think this year they had a really great year, personally. But at the end of the day, I will be playing. I think this game does look really good. Blade, as soon as I saw it at the Game Awards, I was like, I don't even know what this is, but like straight off just off the visuals, I kind of feel like it has that, like, that Redfall charm with it graphically. I don't know if I'm just kind of stretching seeing that, but like I kind of feel like I don't know, like the cartooniness of it looks very great. But I'm definitely in, and I still love this trailer. I watch this trailer like at least once a week just because I think it looks very great, very hype. I think it's very well done cinematically, and yeah, dude, I can't wait to hear a release date. I can't wait to hear more about Blade. I can't wait to play it on Xbox because it is on Xbox Game Pass, baby. We're up.
We're up.
Buddy thinks he's part of the team. But at the same time, man, big salute to Blade. This is just the beginning. Obviously, the hype is there right now, so hopefully they keep on rolling and we hear more good news to come about Blade. Anything else you want to add on to that?
No, I really think I know this is not our last episode, but the new year. But it's been a great year. I think it's been a really solid year for games all around, and we got lots to look forward to.
We do have another episode next week, guys. But yeah, let's kind of close out on that because again, I'm very blessed and thankful for everybody that's giving us their time, giving us their ears for 50 minutes to an hour every week. Even if you guys have tuned in for maybe 10 minutes, you guys commented on a short, commented on a video. It means the world to me. I want to give a big salute over to the team at Know Your News, not just people here at Gaming Gone Weird. Know Your News, man. We got a great team full of great people. I was listening to the sports podcast today, and God, I love them. I think they do a really good job of what they do. So definitely make sure you guys check them out. Big salute to the team. Because if it wasn't for them, guys, we wouldn't have a platform to talk to you guys on. So big salute to them. Big salute to Pete for showing up. Big salute to you guys for showing up. And this has been 65 episodes, not just for this year, but I mean, like, we've been crushing it, man. We've been chugging along. So this podcast has been means a lot to us, man. We got plenty more to go. So I hope everybody has a great holiday. I hope everybody has a happy New Year, which we will see you guys next week. So. Right before the new year, but really I hope everybody has a great Christmas because we won't see you until then. Hope you guys get everything you wanted. Again, play some video games, have some fun, enjoy the day, man. Enjoy the day, enjoy the time off, all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off to Pete. Go ahead and sign up, tell the people where to find you and all that good jazz.
Yeah, on X you can find me at Not Ghost Stories, but on every other social you can find me at Ghost Stories Gaming or Ghost Plays Games, and everything that we're working on, game reviews. We have a weekly podcast going on there, Creators Unplugged, and we're doing Let's Plays, working on It Takes Two, and I'm going to be starting the Hi-Fi Rush Let's Play very soon.
I want to give a big shout out to Pete, too. 500 subs on the YouTube channel, man. Congrats. Big
yes,
congrats
sir.
to
I appreciate
him.
it. I appreciate it. That's
yes,
a big milestone.
Sir.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. You'll reach 1,000 by the end of next year, bro. I promise you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want it by, like, March.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to get going. You know,
grind time.
It's time to get going here.
Grind time.
Yep.
Big salute, man. This has been Nick Tan. If you guys want to catch me anywhere else, obviously follow me on X. I haven't been on there recently, but I have been posting my Dragon Quest Monsters gameplay and a lot of my photos and journey for that game. I'm also working on my Dragon Quest Treasures review that I actually did a thumbnail for yesterday and writing out the script for. So check out the reviews for that. I'm in my Dragon Quest era, but I will be playing Hades apparently because of Pete. So we will be playing that, and we'll just be gaming. I'm gonna spend some time with the family. Frosting cookies Friday. Saturday, getting my Christmas on, Christmas Eve, you know, all that stuff. We got some plans, man. So, hey, shout out to everybody, man. Thank you guys for supporting Gaming Gone Weird. We'll catch you guys next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern for another great show and weird gaming news later. And we're out.
Peace out.